So how would you, sort of just assess how your season has gone thus far?
Yeah, I mean, new roll out of the pen. I think it took some time to adjust, so I think I've been getting better at doing that. Just going up and down with, coming into the fourth to up to the seventh and stuff like that. So I think I've done pretty well so far, but there's definitely a lot of room to improve.
What were those conversations like, whether it be in the fall or before the season, and just sort of what your role specifically, hammering down Friday after Nelson? Just what were those conversations like?
Yeah, so early in the fall, I didn't really throw too much, so there wasn't too many conversations about that. But before season started, they kind of just said that Nelson was going to go and I was going to be right after, which I completely agreed with. I liked. It works out, and we've been winning games that way, so I enjoyed it.
Do you feel like before games you sort of prepare like you're still a starter because it's sort of the same day you're pitching every time? What does it feel a little bit different?
Yeah, I mean, before the game I will prepare like a starter, and then I just kind of re-warm up before I'm going out, do a little bit of stretching, and then just quick toss. But before the game I still get in all stretching, long toss, stuff like that, so I still treat it like a start, but just a little delayed.
Talk a little bit just kind of what happened this past weekend. It feels like it was kind of the team's first little stumble. Just what happened? What do you think kind of led to some of the issues you guys had against Nebraska?
I mean, just collectively, get executing like hits with runners in scoring position, stuff like that. Also, with pitching side, it's just throwing with conviction and getting it in the zone and throwing every pitch with a purpose. So I think just remembering the little things and doing stuff like that could really help us.
Yeah. Did you guys feel like you learned anything maybe you didn't learn, or you didn't know about yourself that maybe you feel like you can correct heading into UC Irvine, obviously into this weekend?
Not something specifically, but I would just say as like a whole bullpen, just attack. Don't be afraid to go in there, give them your best stuff, and make them hit it. You're the one attacking them. You shouldn't be afraid of the hitter. So,
when you have a game like that where it just kind of snowballs with 2 outs, and the next thing you know, there's 9. Is that something that you just kind of flush and just forget about it, or do you take it kind of hard, like collectively? I
mean, yeah, we try to scratch that as like the best we can. I mean, it's obviously no one had their best stuff that day, and things unfolded the way it did. But yeah, I mean, just forget about it, move on to the next week, and bring out your best stuff, and throw.
How would you describe the psyche of the team after dropping the first series?
I think we're still riding pretty good. It's going to happen. It does happen. So, yeah, we're just going to forget about it, move on, get better, and learn from it.
I don't know if you've done much prep for the weekend, but Irvine's got a really loaded lineup. How would you describe what they bring and the challenge that they face?
Yeah, I mean, just from last year, returning players and stuff, we know they have some good hitters on the team. So it's going to be a challenge. This weekend will be a good one, and I'm just excited to face them. I know everyone else is.
What do you think the key is going to be? I mean, considering how good they've been playing. I mean, you guys have been still unbeaten at home right now. How do you feel like you guys need to play to be able to keep that undefeated home streak alive here this season?
We got to come out hot, loud, aggressive. Just keep even the dugout, keep it loud, keep it engaged, and make sure we're all equally bringing the energy. So I think just doing that can give us some momentum and help us play a little better.
Just curious, what's it been like just playing this season? Obviously, no conference. You guys have been playing, a plethora of different opponents. What's that been like? Just getting kind of adjusted to not seeing maybe the same teams you've been used to seeing year in and year out here in Corvallis.
I mean, it is a little different playing. I've never played any of these teams before for the most part. So yeah, I think it's a little different, but it's fun. Get to experiment and go around to new places and see all these new states. So I think it's cool.
How do you feel like that helped you later down the run? Maybe come postseason or at the end of the season when you guys are, trying to be playing your best ball and you'll be facing teams maybe where in years past you hadn't faced them. Maybe this time around you may have faced them.
Yeah, I mean, either way, we're still going to come out, with our best stuff. No matter the team, we're going to do our research on them and stuff like that. But, we're just going to adjust to each team and try to do our best.
What do you feel like for you and your stuff on the mound, and how do you feel like you've developed from where you were last year as a freshman coming in? Where do you think you've seen the most growth in your game at this point?
I think just doing off-field stuff, kind of like controlling my eating and sleeping and stuff like that. It's allowed me to have more energy and feel a lot healthier. I mean, midway through the season now, and I'm feeling really good. So I think just focusing on stuff like that really dials me in.
You going more from 8 hours to 10 hours of sleep? How much did that change?
Yeah, it's that as well, like 8 to 10 hours around there. But it's also just consistently sleeping every day of the week, like the same, and not going up and down, like going to sleep at 11, waking up at 7, stuff like that. So just trying to go to sleep and wake up at the same time every day kind of thing, and eating just a lot more healthier foods too.
Just curious, got any advice for someone that's trying to get back in the schedule, trying to get into a consistent sleep schedule? How tough was it for you, and how did you kind of get into that?
It wasn't too tough. It's just, some guys have habits at night that they like to do, whether it's video games or whatever it is, but just limiting yourself and being able to control it, really thinking about the whole picture and, like, if you really want it, right? So just that, I think, is the biggest thing.
Obviously, you're warming up on Fridays when Nelson's out there, but how would you describe the chemistry that you two have, knowing that, it's the tandem, and what are you sort of seeing from him as well at this point?
Yeah, I mean, we've built a great bond. Nelson's a great person, and, we've had some fun together in the piggyback roll together on Fridays, but, yeah, he's been doing really well. I mean, seeing him out there, even if it's just for the first 2 innings, it's fun to watch, and I like how aggressive he gets, and it's fun. Yeah, it's just cool.
Every time anybody brings up his name, they crack a smile.
Yeah.
Just like that.
Yep.
Why is he just goofy? Or, it's
Yeah,
just a weird personality.
Doesn't really take anything too serious. It's just, but I mean, when it comes down to it, baseball-wise, he will, obviously, but off-field and stuff like that, he's just a funny guy, and just likes to mess around.
He's kind of different, like 2 hours before his start until that day's over, right? Like, it's kind of a different kind of a guy, personality-wise.
Say that again?
Well, right before his start, when he's warming up, he's quite a bit different than he is.
Oh, right. Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, he'll definitely be locked in before the game. Yeah, as soon as he's out the game, he's back to his old self and in the dugout, trying to get the guys going and stuff. So,
is there a routine with him that you've seen how he kind of flips that switch, or is it just like, okay?
From what I've seen, just listening to music before the game, gets him dialed in, doing some meditation and stuff like that helps out too. So yeah, it's probably the biggest thing I've seen him do.